next three sections of the EBA relate to the duties and obligations of the buyer and the broker. Section 5 relates to the minimum requirements of the brokerage service agreement in Iowa law. Section 6 outlines the obligations the broker owes to the buyer, and Section 7 is the duties the buyer owes the broker. Explaining these duties to the buyer will be vital in preparing these agreements. If the buyer is not compliant with their obligations, the broker has the option to terminate the agreement. However, failure of a broker to follow the duties of the contract would result in a breach of contract and would allow the buyer to terminate the contract. There is always the right to a party to terminate for breach of contract. If a broker/agent are not meeting the standards of Section 5 and Section 6 of the EBA, it will be well within the right of the buyer to terminate the contractual relationship. Therefore, it is vital that IAR members clearly understand their obligations to the buyer and take reasonable efforts to meet the contractual standards. A final note on Section 6. There is a clause in the ABA stating that once a buyer is signed to a purchase agreement, unless authorized in writing, the broker does not need to continue to seek additional properties. Further, the clause states that the broker is not obligated to show properties when there is no written agreement to pay compensation to the buyer's agent. The property type desired in Section 8 is where the buyer will fill out types of property and geographical range where the search for will take place. The property types can be quite basic, such as residential property, condo, or acreage, or more specific, such as 4-bedroom house. For filling out geographical locations, the form provides several examples, such as specific cities, counties, or metro areas. The city/locations portion does tie to the exclusivity portion of the contract, so brokers should be aware of what locations are being filled in by the buyer. The broader the scope, the better. For example, if searching for a home in Des Moines, the broker may recommend putting Des Moines metro area, as that would encompass the surrounding suburbs and counties. A broker can show properties that do not exactly match what is described in this section. The goal is to establish a basic idea of what the client is looking for.